How social proof drives your choices without you knowing. Ever wonder why you picked that trendy restaurant everyone's raving about? Or why you suddenly feel the urge to grab the latest gadget everyone's talking about? It's not just coincidence, it's social proof at work. From the moment we scroll through our feeds to the second we decide what to wear, we are constantly making choices based on what others are doing, and most of the time we don't even realize it. Social proof is why we trust popular reviews, why we rush to join the latest trends, and why we panic when we think we are missing out. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how these hidden influences guide your decisions. Whether you're buying a product, picking a place to go, or even deciding who to follow, by the end, you'll see how social proof shapes your choices in ways you never thought possible, and how it's quietly driving everyone and everything you do. The psychology behind social proof. Now, you might be asking, why do we follow the crowd? Why do we let others' actions influence our decisions so easily? It goes back to human nature. Thousands of years ago, when we were part of small tribes or groups, our survival depended on sticking together. If the group was heading in one direction, there was a good chance that the group knew something we didn't. Whether it was about the food, shelter, or safety, if everyone was doing something, the chances were higher that it was the right decision. This is why social proof in its most basic form is a survival mechanism. Our brains are wired to look to others for guidance when we are unsure of what to do. Fast forward to today, and while we might not be running from wild animals anymore, our brains still function the same way. We are constantly looking for social cues to guide us. Whether it's choosing a new phone, signing up for a course, or even picking a partner, we rely heavily on social proof to feel secure in our choices. It makes decision-making easier and less risky in an uncertain world. The power of popularity. Have you ever noticed how we tend to trust things that are popular? You know, the ones with thousands of 5-star reviews or the products everyone seems to be talking about. It's not accident. And it's no accident when something is popular, we assume it must be good. And that assumption is backed by social proof. The more people approve of something, the more likely we are to trust it, even if we don't know exactly why. Think about it. When you are scrolling through Netflix or you see a show with tons of views or glowing recommendations, it immediately catches your attention. Why? Because you assume that if so many others are watching it, it must be worth your time. This isn't just about entertainment, it happens with products, services, and even ideas. For example, have you ever bought a product because it had a huge number of positive reviews, even though you were skeptical at first? The reason you made that purchase is because social proof gave you a shortcut to deciding what's good. In the end, popularity becomes a powerful tool to validate our choices. It helps us avoid wasting time and making bad decisions because we are simply following the crowd, assuming they know the best. Influencers and social media. Let's talk about influencers for a second. They're everywhere on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and their influence on our choices is massive. Think about it. You have probably bought something after seeing your favorite influencer rave about it. Whether it's a beauty product, a fitness gadget, or even a new book, influencers shape our decisions simply by showing us what they love. Why does this work so well? It's because influencers provide a form of social proof on steroids. When you see someone you admire endorse something, it feels like a personal recommendation, even though you have never met them. It taps into the same psychological principle as social proof. We trust the judgment of others, especially those who appear to have expertise or authority in a particular area. But social media influencers take it even further. They cultivate a sense of community among their followers, making their endorsements feel more personal and authentic. Whether they are showing off their latest haul or sharing a lifestyle tip, they are guiding their followers towards what's good based on their own experiences. And this power isn't limited to products. Influencers shape opinions, trends, and even worldviews, all through the magic of social proof. The bandwagon effect. Have you ever found yourself joining a trend just because everyone else was doing it? Maybe it's a viral challenge, a hot new app, or a fashion statement that is suddenly everywhere. This is called the bandwagon effect, and it's a powerful part of social proof. Essentially, the bandwagon effect is when you adopt behaviors or beliefs because others are doing it. It's like seeing everyone at school wearing the same sneakers and suddenly you want them too. Because if everyone's doing it, it must be the right thing to do. This isn't just a fashion trend. It's how social proof influences our decisions on a much deeper level. Think about the last time a song or a video went viral. It wasn't just the content that made it popular, it was the millions of people jumping on board, boosting the hype, and before you know it, you're watching the video or listening to the song not because you discovered it first, because it's everywhere. The bandwagon effect makes it feel like the masses know something you don't, creating pressure to fit in and follow the crowd. It's one of the most basic ways the social proof shows up in our lives, shaping everything from the products we buy to the ideas we accept. The authority influence. Now let's talk about authority. We have all seen those commercials with experts, doctors, or professionals endorsing the products. We trust them, right? It's because of social proof in the form of authority influence. When someone with perceived expertise or credibility recommends something, we are more likely to believe it's worth our attention. Think about the last time you saw a dentist or a fitness trainer promote a health product on social media. Instantly, you trust that product more, even if you have never tried it before. This is the authority principle of social proof in action. The idea is that when an authority figure vouches for something, we take their word as truth. It's human nature to defer to those who seem more knowledgeable, whether they are doctors, scientists, or industry experts. This principle isn't just limited to products, it also influences our beliefs and behaviors. For example, if a respected figure advocates for a political stance or a social cause, many will follow, simply because they trust the authority of the person speaking. In our everyday lives, we are constantly influenced by experts making decisions based on the authority they hold and the credibility they have earned over time. Social proof in advertising. Advertising has mastered the art of using social proof to influence your decisions. Ever seen those ads that show you how many people have bought a particular product or service, or the testimonials from happy customers? That's social proof doing its magic. In advertising, social proof is everywhere, from TV commercials to online pop-ups. One of the most powerful examples is the customer review section on e-commerce sites. You have probably bought something just because it had hundreds of positive reviews, right? It's not the product itself that sold you, it's the fact that so many people are praising it. These ads exploit our tendency to follow the crowd. They use numbers and testimonials to create a sense of trust and popularity, and it works. When we see that others have already made a purchase or used a service, we feel safer about doing the same. This is why you'll often hear phrases like "join the millions of happy customers" or "best-selling product" in the advertisement business. These messages are designed to trigger social proof, making you feel like you're not alone in your decision and that others have validated the choice for you. Social proof and your identity. Here's something a little deeper to think about. Social proof isn't just about making decisions. It also shapes who we are. The choices we make based on social proof can influence our identity. Ever bought a product because it was popular with people you admire or looked up to? Maybe you chose a particular brand of clothes because it was associated with a certain lifestyle, or you joined a fitness program that everyone in your social circle was talking about. These choices weren't just about the product itself, they were about fitting in with a group, shaping your identity and reflecting the image you want to project to the world. We all want to be seen as part of something bigger, whether that's a fashion trend, a political movement, or a social cause. And social proof helps us align with these groups, signaling to others that we belong. This is why social media can be such a powerful tool for identity building. When we see others posting about a cause or an activity, it creates pressure to join in, not just for the experience, but for the way it reinforces who you are. Social proof plays a huge role in how we define ourselves, constantly nudging us toward choices that help us belong. So, there you have it. From bandwagon effects to the subtle influence of social media, social proof shapes so many of the decisions we make, often without us even realizing it. It's not just about the following, the crowd, it's about the deep-rooted psychology that drives us to trust others' judgments, validate our choices, and even shape who we are. The next time you find yourself picking up that popular product or joining in on the latest trend, take a moment to ask yourself, is it really my choice, or is social proof quietly guiding me along? It's crazy how something so simple can have such a big impact on our decisions and behaviors. But now that you know how it works, you're in a better position to make smarter, more informed choices. So don't let the crowd control your decisions. Use social proof to your advantage and be aware of when it's influencing you. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more insights like this. And hey, share this video with someone who needs a little reminder about the power of social proof. Until next time, take care and stay informed.